Welcome to Rat Salad Review. Today we're joined by Michael J. Miller from the band MJM. What's up going on, Michael?
It's rock and roll. I've been doing it all my life, and we're getting ready for some live shows right now and recording new songs for another album.
Oh, very cool. I wanted to start off with some sad news, though. I did check your Facebook, and I saw your father had passed away, so I want to send my condolences to you and your family.
Well, thanks very much. It's a real bummer, but on one other hand, he had a stroke 4 years ago, and he was lying there paralyzed for 4 years. So it was really being imprisoned in his own shell, and it was his time to go. And thank you for your condolences. That's the one thing I do have to say is nobody really wanted to see him hang in any longer doing that. It was just torture for him, and nobody really liked watching him do it. He was always an energetic man, always worked hard.
Oh, really?
Got good work ethics from him. Yeah,
so that must have really sucked then to have him be like that for the past few years. So
yeah, it was too bad. My mother actually died waiting for him to get better. There was nothing wrong with her, and she went into the home too because there was no one to take care of her, and she passed away a year, 18 months ago or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there was nothing wrong with her. It's just she died of loneliness and disappointment in life, waiting for her husband that was not going to recover from a serious stroke.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Very sorry to hear that.
Yes, I appreciate that, Wayne. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. But
it was a tough week.
I could imagine, man. That's tough, But actually, a tough year or a tough 2 years, or 4 years because your father's been in and your mother and everything. So it's tough.
Yeah. Life throws some curveballs at us. I've got a number of personal things that I'm dealing with, but rock and roll is here, and that's,
rock and roll is here, and you're going on tour, and you're getting to play some shows, and that hopefully, straighten a couple of things out. Give you put you in a better mood a little bit, for a change.
Yeah, exactly. I've had some offers to do some shows in California and in Las Vegas and some in Texas.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just looking forward to. I was trying to get my passport straightened out earlier today. I let it expire, and what a bunch of government crap I had to deal with to do that. But yeah, I have to get that in order so I can get across the border and do some more shows down there.
Yeah. Oh, so you're from Canada, right?
Yeah. I'm a Canadian boy.
You're Canadian, eh?
Have you
ever been here? Have you ever been to California? And I'm from New York. Have you ever been to New York?
Yeah, I have cousins in New York.
Okay.
In Long Island.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay. Sciotos.
All right. Yeah, that's not too far. It's about maybe a half hour or so from me.
Right on. Yeah, you have that accent too.
Yeah, the Long Island accent.
Yeah. I've been to a number of places in the States. I have friends down in California. I was down there a couple of years ago. We have this award show in Hollywood called Academia.
Okay.
And over the last 4 years, I've every song I submit always wins. Because my recordings are pretty good, and I always win the monthly rock song of the month. And then they have these yearly awards, and each year I've won. This year I actually won 2 yearly awards. One was Rock Artist of the Year, and the Outstanding Legacy Award.
Oh, geez,
pretty cool. Yeah, I've even got the plaque here. Hey, I get to show it off. I haven't found a place on the wall to put it, but here's the plaque for Rock Artist of the Year. It's still in its cellophane, but you can't.
That's pretty cool.
Well, oh darn! Let's see if we can get it better. I should maybe take the plastic off of it. Here, let me get it out.
Now, is that something? Did you have to go there to get the reward, or they just sent it to you? How'd that thing work?
Well,
I never heard of that thing before.
Academia, yeah. The way it was, the first year we actually had to go to the awards in Hollywood, right?
Oh, okay.
And then the pandemic hit. So they started doing the awards online. Now, can this?
Yeah, it's dark. Probably if you held it back more, it'd probably come out better. Yeah, a little better.
There you see the MJM. It's backwards too, so it's not 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 doing much justice for what it is. Yeah, there it is. A rock music artist of the year award.
Very cool. And you won a couple of those awards, so
Yeah, I won the legacy no outstanding legacy award this year in the rock artist, and let's see, executive award.
okay.
And, yeah, and
I got it written down here. You were nominated or awarded over 12 times.
Yeah, that's
2019 honored with highly acclaimed executive award. 2020 the Artist Vision Award. 2021 the Rising Star Award and Artist of the Year. And then this year the most prestigious award is the Outstanding Legacy Award, which is that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have that lined up there. I couldn't think that fast.
I come prepared.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm winging it.
Yeah, that's usually what I do too. But I'd like to get a little something on the guest I have on the show. I don't want to seem that unprepared, you know. But that's cool.
You've got quite a collection of CDs or those videotapes or something behind you?
No, those are all CDs.
Right on. Yeah, real CDs.
That's all music. My show is about music, so that's all music behind me. I'm a music collector. I collect, mostly metal and hard rock type stuff, but there's a little bit of everything in there.
And I can see you like the value of the real product. Something that actually has a cover and a picture you can look at. There's some credits there. Instead of having 3,000 songs on a USB stick. Right?
Oh yeah, I have that too. Streaming is a necessity nowadays, so I have to have it. Especially in my new car, there's no CD player, so I was like, I have to get something to stream my music now. So
right, yeah. My new vehicle is the same way.
Yeah,
but I haven't done it. I just listen to the radio. But I should load up the. Yeah, I know what you mean. I should load up a stick and put some of my own music on it. The MJM instrumental album is a great cruising album. You put that on, and every song is just kicking ass, and it makes you want to step on that pedal and go, right? And great driving music.
Right. Yeah, that's why I love. You put the windows down, blast the music. Yeah.
Let the rest of the world hear what rock and roll is.
Now, how did you get involved playing guitar? Was somebody in your family like a guitar player, or you saw somebody playing guitar? What got you into wanting to be a guitarist?
Well, that's a very good loaded question. Frankly, music was all around me from as early as I can remember. I'm the youngest in my family, so my older brother, he's 10 years older than me, he was always buying the 45s, the hits of the week, right? And he did quite a collection. So I heard every new hit pop song that ever came out. The radio was always on. My dad was from the Air Force, and he played saxophone and clarinet. And he actually, I didn't know this till later, but he actually had a band in my hometown that was with the dad of another guy I knew that was a drummer who was a friend of mine. I didn't know that his dad played with my dad. But so my dad had a band. My mom played piano. My sister played piano. My other brother played the guitar and had a bit of a band, but he got out of music and did business. And but I started when I was 9, and I started with formal guitar lessons, which was good. I think I had a good teacher when I was young, and I took lessons for about 3 years, and then it's kind of funny. After I stopped taking lessons, I learned some more bar chords and stuff, and then my sister would encourage me. I remember listening to like Grand Funk or something like that, and she was trying to get me to play the riffs, and my brother would get me to try to play like Sunshine of Your Love, get me to figure out this stuff. And all the time, I was also coming up with ideas of my own, which is really neat. I mean, at an early age, I would actually sometimes songs can come from right from in here, right?
Right.
And I would just be sitting there, and all of a sudden I'd have this tune going through my head, and then I'd try and find the chords on my guitar. And so I had my own original music in a band by the time I was 13. Yeah, we were playing my own songs, and by the time I got to high school, we were getting booked doing high school gigs, playing in front of 1,000 people, and then getting asked to play at different places in different towns and whatever. So that was pretty cool. I did that until finishing high school, and the other guys, they went off to university to to pursue whatever they thought the career was going to be. And a friend encouraged me to move to Toronto. He said, I was in a small town. He said, you're not going to get anywhere here. You've got to go to the bigger city. So he had me come down here to Toronto for a week, and he was very helpful. He took me to different music stores where we looked on the cork boards for ads of musicians with similar interests. And it was pretty funny because I found this one ad for a drummer, and I phoned him, and he said, hey, we have a pretty similar area code and extensions, right? He said, where are you? And I told him the main intersection. He goes, oh, yeah, it's my main intersection. And he said, what's the name of the street? I said, Lyndhurst Ave. He goes, I don't believe it. I live on Lyndhurst Ave. So this drummer that I called from just finding on a corkboard, what do they call it? You know, the board you put an
bulletin board. Yeah.
Bulletin board. Yeah, thank you. I called him, and the next thing you know, he was at my door, and we met, and he became my drummer. I met the number of people through that week that I still know today, and but that drummer and I, we wound up putting together Rapid Tears, and yeah, I already came to the city with that name. I thought it was a cool name, and he liked it, and then he started looking for other members. The singer, Brian Frank, we had him lined up for an audition shortly after the drummer and I uniting, but the night of the audition, he never showed up, and we couldn't figure it out, right? We thought, oh, that guy's a flake, right? Yeah. And then about 6 months later, he phoned, and he said, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but you won't believe what happened that day. He said, I cut my finger off. He said, I was working in a shop. I was on a table saw, and I don't know what I was doing, but it just cut my finger right off. So he was thank God he wasn't a guitar player, he was a singer. But yeah, he cut his finger off, and so it took him, I guess, that number of months to get ready to get over the whole trauma, and then call us. And when we had him in for an audition, he was great. So he joined the band, and we went through a few different bass players, and then we had Clayton on the other guitar, and so we wound up putting out a few albums with Rapid Tears. Yeah.
Very cool. And then you had another band too.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yep.
Yeah. Well, that took a while to formulate after Rapid Tears, because I wound up, I was a little bit, what would you say, wondering where my direction was, what I was going to do.
Right.
Like Rapid Tears fell apart, and the singer, Brian, he moved to Sweden. And lead singers, believe me, I searched and searched for a lead singer that was right. And there was nobody that could really replace him where we could say, this is Rapid Tears. So that was over. And then we tried other singers and wound up putting other bands together and mostly doing cover music and some original stuff, but it was a cover situation. But that's the way it is up here. It's well, especially back then. It's
like that here now.
Yeah, you have to play cover music to get into the club, which is crummy. I mean, right now MJM is an all original act. We've been together for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So has it been the same band since you started MJM? Or has people come and go?
The only one who changed is the bass player.
Okay. Can't keep those bass players, huh?
Yeah, really. That's true in both cases. Yeah. What happened with the adrenaline thing though is we made a good record called Dedicated, and we had the manager who was managing a band called Saga from Toronto. And,
okay. Yep.
Yeah, and he went to bat for us. He signed us up, and he found a deal with a German record label called Long Island Records. And so it went out. It sold in about 35 countries, but it never got an American deal or a North American deal, which is really stupid. So we couldn't get support in our own backyard, but we were doing European interviews, stuff like this, and on the radio, and we were getting airplay with it. But things went bad there with the singer, and there I felt again my career was being held back. The singer we had to get part company,
right?
So we didn't have a singer. Right. Then we got another new singer this is to sing on the second Adrenaline album, which we're in the studio making. And the guy was a good singer. I won't say his name, but they were both named Mark, by the way. That's it, Mark and Mark.
Huh, that's weird.
Anyway, I know it is. So the second Mark, I had him in the studio working on some songs, and I went for a few weeks, and then he came to me and he said, Mike, I just don't feel comfortable trying to come up with new lines and you're sitting there watching me. I went, really? Well, these are my songs you're trying to do. He goes, yeah, but I think I can come up with some stuff if I just kind of left free. And I said, well, do you want me to not show up for a while and you're going to just sing? And he goes, yeah, why don't you let me try that? And I told the producer, he said, well, we can give it a try. So, okay, so I leave the singer to sing on my songs, and I let him go for about 2.5, 3 months. Right?
Wow.
Because I kept calling the producer, how's it going? He said, things are going along. And finally, about 2.5 months later, I phoned the producer and said, okay, this has been long enough. I want to hear what he's come up with, right?
Right.
And so he said, okay, I'll make you a rough mix. It was a cassette at the time. And so I'm all excited. I'm going, great, I get to hear my songs finally. And so I put the cassette in. I was with my girlfriend at the time. And like you see a happy face, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, really? And I look at her, we didn't say anything. And we listened to the whole thing. I said, what do you think? And she says, that doesn't sound like, his voice isn't right for your music. And I said, I agree. It was like, we had a ballerina singing on top of Metallica. You know what I mean? It was, it was just the wrong combination. And that, like, I would have never let that happen if I'd have been there. I would have directed him to get the rock happening.
Right. Yeah.
So believe it or not, I mean, it turned into a bit of a power struggle. He thought he could, I was trying to kick him. I was going to kick him out of the band, and he thought he'd manipulate the band into just replacing me. Meanwhile, it was my record deal and my songs, right? And the whole band looked at him, and they said, "Mark, you can't do that. This is Michael's thing.
Right.
It's his record deal. It's his band." So I quit my own band. I said, that's it. We're done, guys. And then, so that's when I decided to go solo. Right? Yeah. I already had I was doing a Beatles tribute where I was singing 40 Beatles songs a night. So my voice was getting pretty strong. Yeah. And I said, enough. I'm going to sing my own songs from now on. That way, my lead singer won't take off and move to Sweden. He's not going to sing like a fruitcake on my music or anything like that. I'm going to sing it raw and rock, and I'm going to make sure that the vocal lines are cool. Yeah. And that was the beginning of MJM. So fortunately, the drummer from Adrenaline and the bass player were behind me all the way, and they actually played on the first MJM Ascension album.
Okay.
The same drummer and bass player from Adrenaline. Yeah. And but that was a bit of a uphill battle too, because I was building my own studio at that time when I canceled the whole production of that Adrenaline thing. It kind of like washed away the record deal too, because it was Adrenaline that had the record deal.
Right. Yep.
So I had to build my own recording studio. So that first Ascension album was put together while I was building a studio.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot to take care of, and but I managed to get through it. And then after that, the second album, Valley of the Kings, my producers said, "Well, you can have a deal at this studio. Let's record it here." And that's why there's a different sonic quality between the two albums. Valley of the Kings is recorded in a nice sounding studio and quite well produced. And lots of things in life happen to slow down the progress or get in the way of making more albums. I always keep recording, and I have like a backlog of at least 100 songs recorded that aren't finished, right? Because it always comes down to a case of with the producer, he says, "Well, we don't need 100 songs. We've got to start with one great song.
Right.
So let's start listening." He says, "Pick out your favorite 10 songs, and I'll pick one." Right. And that's what we did to do the Valley of the Kings album. And some things happened after. I'm getting these notifications that are
yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I wish I could turn them off. I don't know how to do that.
I think you could just hit. Oh wait, maybe you can't because you're talking to me. But you could maybe hit mute, but it might not work like that.
Yeah, or maybe if you go into Facebook. Well, we'll just have to deal with it.
We'll deal with it. Don't worry, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay, so after the Valley of the Kings album, you notice there's a bit of a long time. And I was still writing songs, but we hadn't started on making another album. We had started making just a few new songs, so like professionally recording them. And I said to the producer, the way we work on things so articulately, it takes a lot of time to do a song. And I said to the producer, "What do you think about us making a collaboration or collection album of all our instrumentals?" Because you'll notice on the different albums there's 2 or 3 guitar-themed songs. I said, "Why don't we make an instrumental album that we can use?" I have 2 instrumentals for the new MJM 4, which we had started recording, and there was actually 1 instrumental on the dedicated album, which I wrote, even though it's Adrenaline, which it's still me. It's still really written by the same guy. And that's called Resurrection. We put that on the instrumental album. So I think there's about 10 instrumental songs on that. And that helped fill the void. Because we just, come on, girl. I said, let's do this because it'll help fill the void while we're recording the rest of the album. So we got out the instrumental album in 2018, and then 2020 came, and we'd finished the MJM 4 album, and then we're hit with the pandemic.
Right.
Which was just like the crummiest timing you could ever imagine. We wanted to come out and play and get some support for the record, and everything was shut down, as you know. There was even some magazines in England that were going to do interviews and some articles on us, and they said, "Oh man,
boy, you're a popular guy." Wish I was that popular. I don't get that many messages.
It's yeah, it's fun. So what was I saying?
So how was it? How was it recording during the pandemic? Because a lot of did you record in your home studio, or where'd you record? Because I know a lot of places, or I don't know how Canada was, but here they shut down for like 2 weeks. You couldn't do anything. A friend of mine, another band, he actually snuck out during the night to go record his album. Did you have to do the same thing, or how was that with you?
Well, I have a really decent home studio now, so we actually were able to carry on our work as well. We had finished making the album just before the pandemic hit.
Oh, okay.
Right? So really, it came down to now it's promo time, right?
Right.
So I used the first year or two of the pandemic for social media and just building up a good foundation there.
Right.
But wait until the bars started. Only they're just now really it's starting to come back. Like I mean, I've went out twice in the last couple of weeks to 2 different rock bars to see some tribute bands, but they were good. It was an AC/DC tribute I saw. The week before that, a friend of mine played in a Leonard Skinner band, and they were both, they both sounded really like the band. So it's cool. I mean, it's great to go out again and be in a bar where no one's wearing masks and they're all vaccinated or whatever. So so things are starting to come alive, and we're booking shows now too, which is great.
Wow, that's crazy, man. You guys are just opening up. We've been open for probably a year or more than that now. That's crazy that you guys are starting now to finally slowly get back to normal.
So you're in New York, right?
Yeah.
No, here masks were even mandatory up until probably December.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I work also as a music teacher, right? And so I started doing my work online. Converted whatever students I wanted to teach online. And because everything had shut right down at the place that I work at, as far as in-person lessons go. And then it was just around last December where they said, well, we're going to open up and start teaching, but you have to wear a mask. I went, I don't know. I don't like wearing masks, especially for extended period of time. I mean, going into a store with a mask on is bad enough.
Right.
Have one on for hours.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'll try one day, but I'm going to be booking a lot of breaks in my day so I can take the mask off and scratch my face.
Yeah.
And this is another one.
What?
So yeah.
Mr. Popular. I'm gonna put that underneath the title of your picture here, Mr. Popular, Michael J. Miller.
I like it. Yeah. So that's an indication there. Just to talk about the teaching, how I even had to wear a mask as of December, and people are still walking around with masks on there.
Yeah, they still do that here too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm done. I've been done with that since it started.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I only wore it when I had to, when it was mandatory.
Yeah, pretty much. Same here.
I did actually, I hate to say it, about 6 weeks ago, I did actually catch the bug.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I've been vaccinated twice, but I got it.
Yeah.
It felt like a bad body flu. Like, I mean, I woke up one night and all my joints were screaming.
Yeah.
And then my temperature, I was freezing, right? It was summer. Yeah, it's summer and I was freezing and just shaking like a leaf. And so I don't know, I got some like Tylenol, cold and flu medicine. And it went away in a few days.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, lucky
but
you.
I had to stay away from everybody for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we got it too. We got it last year. My son got it from somebody. He's 6-year-old. Actually, he's 5 at the time he got it, and he must have caught it from somebody in school or something and brought it home. So, but he had it for 2 days and he was fine afterwards. And me and my wife were like, like what you had, just felt very achy and tired. try and deal with a 5-year-old running around the house.
Well, he was feeling great in no time.
Yeah, he just blew right through it. So I wish I had that. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But all right, so are you working on a new album now, or what's going on with that?
Certainly. Yeah. After this interview, I've got to get to work on some lyrics for a new song. I picked one. I think it's a hit. I told the producer, I said I started rebuilding this song, which I had laid the rough tracking down before and kind of forgot about it. Then I started going through my stuff over the weekend, and I went, "Hey man, this song is like, it's happening. I've got to do this. I've got a bunch of songs started, like new ones, probably about 8, like on top of the other hundreds that are in the forgotten pile."
Yeah, but, you'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, I hope I can. So yeah, I'm definitely working on new material now, and the one good thing, which has been hard for me to adjust to, but I'm seeing other big artists are doing it too. Like Sheryl Crow, I saw her announcing she's releasing a new song. I saw a little video, and she said, "My new song is coming out tomorrow," and here it was, a great sounding recording. And I think we're going to do that this time around. Instead of waiting for the album to finish, we're going to release one song at a time. Seems like that's how Spotify likes it anyway.
That seems to be the way to go. I'm in a band too, and we're doing the same thing because our singer is younger, so he's into all this like streaming stuff. So we're kind of like letting him lead the way, you know. Yeah, and that is definitely the way that everybody's doing it nowadays. Is you release a single like once a month or whatever, and you know, take it like that, you know, and then at some point release like a physical CD. So
yeah, that'll be the idea. Each song will be promoting the album that it's going to be on.
Yeah,
yeah, and so that's I like that idea. I guess. You know, even the Beatles did kind of do that too sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
They released some songs before they were on an album.
Yeah.
So back to that. But you're mentioning your singers into that streaming business, and that's fortunate for you because it's just the way it is right now. You know, even big major labels like Universal and Sony, they still buy slots with Spotify curators.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're doing it. The old payola, instead of paying a radio station, paying curators, and that's Spotify.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, isn't that a funny gig, eh? You put a playlist together, and all of a sudden, 500,000 people like it, and you can sell time on that list.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Those guys locked out whoever put those set lists together.
Oh, I know. It's crazy, and I don't know if you know how to do this, like. Because I found out because I had another band. I released an album last year, and I didn't know anything about the streaming. I just put the thing out there. I didn't care. But afterwards, I looked up some stuff what I should have done, and it was like you have to give your release like some time, like maybe a month or so, and then submit your music to these playlists, and that way it'll give you time to get on those playlists. Hopefully, get on those playlists. And then that builds up your listener count too, you know, and it's also good for you because it gives you money. If you're on a good playlist and people are constantly listening to that playlist, then that's the thing to be on, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's the thing that those playlists, the ones that have all the followers, they're the ones that are asking for big money to get on. And it's funny, you know, if you, you're probably aware of it now, like on Facebook or whatever. You're a musician, so you're probably getting the same ads I do. There's all tons of music promotion companies.
Oh yeah, I don't listen to any of it.
And well, yeah, a lot of them are scams. A lot of them are running bots. But there is one company they promised 412 playlists that they'd get us on, and so we bought into it, and I checked it out, and like, all the playlists were like reggae and stuff, right? It's like, why did you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good, like,
right.
Like, there's a waste of money.
Yeah.
But Yeah. So it's a
And
matter of
once
finding.
I see something is costing me something, I immediately try to find something else that doesn't cost me any money, especially something like that, because most of
Yeah.
those things are scams. You know,
Yeah. Most of them
most of
are
them are,
scams.
if not
Yeah.
all of them, because you're really technically not supposed to pay for any of that stuff. That should be all that's all free. Is what I'm finding out as I'm doing more and more research because I'm going to be releasing another album soon.
Right.
So all that stuff should be free.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the way it's went is to get with those curators. Um, they want money to put you on their playlist.
Well, they ain't getting it from me.
That's cool. That's cool.
I'll find out how to get there. I don't need them.
Yeah, I haven't been forking it out to them either. I get all sorts of actually even get there's some scam um, emails coming to me that say Spotify right on them, right?
Oh
They use
yeah.
the Spotify logo and everything.
Yep.
But I can tell that it's not Spotify at all. It says you've been selected
Oh yeah.
for
Once yeah.
our playlist, right?
Yep.
And I'm thinking, oh man, this is not real. Like Spotify should say Spotify for artists, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, here's two places because I just sent my guys this submit hub submit hub.com.
Oh,
That's where
yeah?
you yep. And Muso's soup MUSOS soup.
Musos, like how do you spell the moose?
MUSO soup.
MUSO Muso soup.
Soup, like SOUP.com. And those you submit your music to those things that like maybe 2 weeks before your release happens, and then they you can get on playlists. And those don't cost you anything.
And what was the other one? Muso soup and
Submit Hub. Submit
Hub.
Hub.com.
And well, that's nice. I'll look into them. You know, we've had an offer from a label just recently, and the band wants to sign the deal, but the producer doesn't think the label is big enough for us, because we've already established a lot of stuff social media wise.
All right.
You know, a lot of our videos have, you know, over 100,000 views or whatever. That's
wow.
Pretty cool. And you know, there's a meeting coming up that we have to have, whether we sign with this label or slug it out ourselves still with the label we're on, my producer's label, and wait until the band builds more traction. Now that we're getting out live, dear, now who is this?
Yeah, you got 4 albums in, so you know you got to be having some kind of a decent fan base by now. So
yeah. Thank you. I've got lots of probably up to about 10,000 followers on my Facebook fan page, on the MJM Band page.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But one thing I never did is create a group for you know, a group of a fan page for the band. I don't know. I just didn't do it. I don't know if I should. But just another thing to take up my time. You know, the social media stuff and promo is robbing me of my artistic time.
Yep.
I'm being a secretary instead of a creator of music.
Yeah, that's like me too. I mean, this is my podcast, so I'm constantly promoting it, making. Now I'm on TikTok, so I'm making TikTok videos, and you got Twitter, and I hate Twitter though. Instagram and Facebook, and there's always something you got to do. It's a lot of work.
That's a question I do have for you. Like, does TikTok allow you to run a show this long on it, or isn't there a limit?
You have to have 1,000 followers first before you can go live. But yeah, you can, once you're live, you can go as long as you want.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And now I think you can upload videos as long as like 10 minutes. I think like that. Yeah. Because it used to be only a minute. Then with the 3 minutes, now I think it's 10 minutes.
Right.
So, and I got a good following on TikTok.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. I'll go on there and follow you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, a funny thing happened in an interview we were doing a little while ago. A little conflict with YouTube. Somehow they have automated intelligence that with this third-party streaming live thing like you're doing, it wouldn't when they went to play our videos, so they introduced the song, and I'm here, and the DJs are there, and the video starts, and we're looking at it, and no music.
Oh,
There's
really?
no music. And I found out they even said, yeah, it's YouTube, that YouTube has automatic intelligence that can tell that a third party is taking the material and airing it, and it cuts out the music. So it was pretty goofy. We finished watching the one song, and then the next one started. So we chatted over the video because it couldn't be heard anyway, right?
Right.
And they said, well, why don't you play a song? I went, really? He said, sure. I went, okay. Just let me turn on my stuff because I've got all my Marshalls and everything back here, and I've got my band background tracks
okay.
of all the songs for our set that I use to rehearse for myself, so that when I get to rehearsal, I'm rehearsed. I've been rehearsing through the week, and I know my stuff, right?
Right.
So I said, okay, give me a few minutes. Let me get some stuff together here, and I actually played a few songs live right here in the studio to make up for the videos that were lacking in music.
Oh,
it was an unexpected sort of little adventure, and I let it rip. It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm surprised you still didn't get blocked.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well,
that's why I used to put, like, when I have guests on here, I would usually put like music, like their video or something, either in the beginning of the show or after the show. And then YouTube just constantly kept putting copyright things on my videos, so I had to stop. So now what I do, I just make sure I put in the descriptions, I put the link of the band and where you can buy their album and all that stuff and find the band and all that. So unfortunately, if I want to take this seriously and not have them cancel all of my content, then I got to find other ways to get it done,
Yeah. One other way that would work is if the artist actually submitted the actual videos to
right
instead of the YouTube link.
Yeah.
Which I thought of later because during that interview I'm speaking of, before my interview started, they were playing a few other artists, and you could see their video and hear their music. But I guess they somehow got the actual video as not a YouTube link.
Yeah.
But when it came to the MJM stuff, it was like that was a real downer, man.
It sucks. But,
yeah, totally.
At least your stuff is up there, so people can go see them. But where can people go to find your band?
At MJM Rocks is our brand. So if you just type in the @ sign with MJM Rocks, you'll find the all sorts of different stuff. But MJM.global is our website.
Okay.
And on YouTube, you can search as MJM or Michael J. Miller Band.
All right.
There's a boat company called MJM Yachts. And sometimes you get that instead of us. But if you search Michael J. Miller Band, you won't get any boats.
Unless you're looking for a boat, then.
Yeah.
And then go search Michael J. Miller.
yeah, exactly.
And you do have albums for sale. People can get it on the website as well.
Yes, you can get. We've got our merch stuff all together on the website. All the albums are there, and we have T-shirts, tank tops, T-shirts with the MJM like this, and then there's also T-shirts bearing our new album that was cracked, The Alien. That's on black or white T-shirts.
Oh, nice, very cool.
Yeah, and we used to have Valley of the Kings T-shirts. We ran out of them, but there's the MJM logo and then the Alien logo that are available for girls, tanks, and tops, and long sleeve T-shirts, and guys' shirts, T-shirts.
All right, very cool. So everybody needs to go head over there. What was that?
What was that? Sorry.
I said everybody needs to go head over to the website and go buy something.
Yeah, please. That's MJM.global, by the way.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Well, keep your ears open for MJM. Please go check out the videos, subscribe, share it with everybody you know that likes metal and rock, and let's keep rock and roll alive, because there's a lot of other stuff happening in this music business that isn't keeping rock music alive. Yeah. And we've got to do our best to make sure that its value is never forgotten.
Yes, definitely. As you can tell, I still listen to music. So let's keep the music rocking.
Yeah, I love your CD collection there. That's quite a wall you have.
I do too. My wife don't like it too much though.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, that's your man cave, right? So
it is. Yeah, it's actually in my garage.
Oh,
I got regulated to the garage. This used to be my dining room.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can still eat your dinner there if you want.
Yeah, I could if I wanted to. Yeah, definitely. Well, Michael, thank you very much for coming on the show. Great album, MJM 4. So everybody go to mjm.global and go buy that album. Check them out and go check all the videos out. And we will see you guys next week. RatSaladReview.com.
All right. Thank you for having MJM on Rat Salad Music. Okay.
All right. Okay. See everybody. Bye.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, look no further than the Rat Salad Review Network. Rat Salad Review is taking over the podcast world with plenty of shows to choose from within their network of entertaining programming, including the flagship show Rat Salad Review with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and Lou Mavs, as well as occasional co-hosts Manny Mejias and James Lilquist. We also have the official Rat Salad Review spin-offs, such as Album vs. Album, Screams from the Grave, where we discuss beloved yet forgotten hard rock and metal albums of the past, and a King Diamond podcast called This Broadcast Belongs to Them. We've also got Old Man Metal's Musings, The Right Opinion with Harrison Bergeron, Beyond Bushido, a podcast dedicated to pro wrestling and MMA with James Lilquist and Eric Adams. No relation to the guy from Manowar or the mayor of New York City. The Vieira Vault with Ralph Vieira. Schmack-a-magob! Schmack-a-magob to you too, Ralph. The Timo Tolkki podcast featuring Stradivarius and Avalon founding member Timo Tolkki. The BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry. Just the Cheese Please, a podcast dedicated to cheesy films of the 1980s with Tara J. and Adam. The Friday Night Party with the great Harry Barnett and Evie. And the Music is Life podcast with Lou Mavs. The Rat Salad Review Network is your go-to one-stop shop for the best podcasts out there today. Go to ratsaladreview.com for more info and to find out where you can find, follow, subscribe, and comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and all streaming platforms. The Rat Salad Review Network. We're taking over.